am I the only person that thinks it's weird that Drake always goes after women that are happy in a relationship? What happened in his childhood that he gets mad at the woman? Literally, Drake, calm down. You're going to make your edges lift up. The glue is going to separate.
What made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake.
Tonight was one of the best nights of my life, man.
He's a great host, but you know, he's a king, you know what I'm saying? Young
DJ Sam Sneaky saw Drake get slapped, and he said Drake didn't go from 0 to 100. He said Drake went from 0 to tears to the hospital.
Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning. Diddy just slapped Drake. And lo and behold, it turned out that it was true.
I heard it was over the 0 to 100.
Get stuck in traffic, so I'm gonna take this mo me all the way back to the crib. Yo, Drake, come get this.
Rihanna is finally spilling the tea about why she really didn't give Drake a chance. And it turns out it has to do with some things he told her about Diddy's freak-off parties back in the day. Word on the street is Drake was also involved in Diddy's nonsense, and he kept quiet about it for years, just so his career would not be destroyed. Apparently, Rihanna even tried to come out and tell us everything, but they threatened to blackball her, and that's the real reason. She left the industry and never looked back. If y'all remember, Drake and Diddy got into it a few years ago, and it was even speculated that Diddy slapped the hell out of Drake at a club in Miami. At the time, Diddy denied the allegations, but Drake, on the other hand, didn't deny anything, and he even went on to diss Diddy in a song. And do y'all remember the time Drake and Diddy were on stage and Drake snatched the mic from Diddy and threw it on the floor? He snatched it so fast that Diddy didn't even realize the mic was no longer in his hands till seconds later. This is exactly when we knew Drake didn't like Diddy at all. In fact, when Diddy was first busted, Drake threw shade at him by making it clear to everyone that he was never at those freak-off parties. He posted photos on his Insta from the movie The Big Short, specifically the scene where Ryan Gosling's character says, "I never hung out with these idiots after work ever." The next post also said, "I had fashion friends." This was Drake's way of making people know he wasn't with the shenanigans before people even dragged him into it. But unfortunately for him, no one cared. In fact, they brought up his history with messing with underage girls. And baby, he and Diddy are basically the same people in different fonts. And that little IG post he made didn't stop people from clocking him. Now, some of y'all might not know this, but Diddy and Drake have been feuding for a long time, and things have only gotten worse over the years. Their beef started back in 2014 when Diddy put his hands on Drake at a club in Miami because they had a disagreement over Drake's song 0 to 100, The Catch Up. According to sources who spoke to TMZ, the producer of the song, Bodyguard, gave the song to Diddy and Drake for them to work on it as a collaboration, but Diddy sat on the song for 8 months without recording his verse because he was too busy forcing Cassie to sleep with escorts. Drake eventually put out the song without Diddy, and this pissed Diddy all the way off. What made Diddy even more mad is that the song was a hit and went on to get nominated for 2 Grammys.
The 0 to 100. They said that was your record at first. Was there any truth to that? Even there was a clip of you at a club.
Yeah. There was a 0 to 100 was initially a record that was my record.
Now, when you say 0 to 100 was yours, you mean just the beat, or it was the hook and everything?
No, it was the beat, and
You sent Drake the song for him to get on it for you?
No, for him to ghostwrite for me.
Play this next beat, but I want somebody to get this on tape. I'm gonna play this next beat. I gave this to this nigga stole this from me, but at the end of the day, shit is still hard. Play that shit.
Fast forward to the night they met at the club. Diddy saw Drake for the first time since the song was released. and he confronted Drake. But Drake blew him off, and that's when Diddy said, "You'll never disrespect me again," and then punched him. The punch was so brutal that Drake ended up at an ER because in the ruckus he hit his shoulder and exacerbated an old injury. Word on the street is Diddy apologized to Drake afterwards, but one thing about Drake, he doesn't let things go, and he definitely wasn't gonna let Diddy get away with punching him. That IG post he made on his Insta was just the tip of the iceberg because according to Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Joseph Sherman, aka Big Joe, Drake had a plan to destroy Diddy and he worked with J Prince to make it happen. Now for those of y'all who don't know who Big Joe is, he was recently incriminated in one of Diddy's essay lawsuits filed by a woman called Thalia Graves, and she claims that Diddy and Big Joe group SA'd her on videotape in the studio back in 2001 when she was just 25 years old. Big Joe was not here for this allegation, and he has been appearing in every news outlet he can find to deny the allegations. In fact, just after the allegations were made against him, he released a lengthy statement to the Daily Mail denying his involvement in this and said he has never met Thalia a day in his life. He said he and Diddy weren't even that close to begin with, and that the reason why he believes he's being dragged into this is because he worked for Diddy at one point. And now everyone who was once affiliated to Diddy in any way is guilty by association. He said, "I know for a fact that this is a money grab. I've never seen this lady. Don't have any tape of her like she says I have. I've never seen her. I never did anything with her. I don't know none of this. I don't even know this lady. I'm being crucified and tortured for something I had nothing to do with. Me and Diddy was not even friends. We had no relationship whatsoever. I have not been around Diddy for 24 years. Diddy is in such turmoil, and everybody who was ever around him is being blamed for anything he did. Anyone who was around him is automatically guilty." Child, I had to cut that statement short, but this man was not here for all this, and he just kept denying the allegations. With everything in him, he's like, don't drag me into this now.
Question her integrity. I'm questioning her claims against me. I wasn't the head of the security. You got the wrong man. I've never seen you. I've never did anything negative with you. I've never been in the same room with you. Not only wasn't I there, I wasn't even in New York.
He also later showed text messages between him and Thalia in which Thalia was basically trying to confirm from him if he was really the one who SA'd her along with Diddy, because she wasn't too sure if it was really him.
Right now, the thing about Big Joe is he is very adamant that he
very
is
adamant
not in
he's
it.
not going.
You know, some people would be
Wasn't
like, "Oh,
there.
did a lawyer tell you not to say anything?" He's like,
Right.
"I don't care.
Okay,
I didn't
what-
do it.
yeah.
I'm not there." He has text messages between them that he wants to make sure that people know about
Right.
and can see, because from the text messages, and Mano, you know what it says because you know.
Right, the DMs that
the
she sent
DMs.
him.
Mhm. Basically, it seems like she's trying to confirm that he worked with Puff, and then also confirm that there was a video shown on a camcorder. And he's like, and she also says, if you're not the same person, then I apologize. She said. So it seems like she's not sure if Big Joe was the person that she's alleging is on this tape.
Now, this is where things get even messier because he recently called into Angela Yee's show, Way Up with Angela Yee. And this was when he exposed Drake and J Prince for allegedly being behind the recent 125 accusers that are being represented by Tony Busby for allegedly getting SA'd by Diddy. He started it off by going off on Thalia for dragging him into this mess and accusing her of trying to convince him to join her in destroying Diddy. According to Big Joe, Thalia allegedly told him that all he needed to do was to write a statement and she would keep him out of it. Somewhere during their conversation, Thalia allegedly brought up J Prince and said both her and J Prince wanted to meet up with him.
Not only did she DM me, she tried to guide me through the DMs, if you read them.
Right.
She tried to explain to me, all I need you to do is write a statement like Bonds did, like other people did. I need you to write a statement and I'll keep you out. I said, keep me out of what? But then she got into the threats. Then she brought up, well, Me and Mr. J. Prince will be down there.
Big Joe later revealed that he found out the reason J. Prince was involved in this was because he and Drake were the ones behind the 125 accusers that were being represented by Tony Busby a few months ago.
He got to do with this, though.
It was brought to my attention later on that J. Prince, something I don't know about, had a beef with Puffy about slapping Drake. And Drake was calling J. Prince, going off of him for not taking up for him against Puffy. And I'm like, that's none of my business. Honestly, after listening and people calling me, explaining to me that J. Prince's lawyer is the one who put them 100 people together, I think J. Prince is one of the main culprits behind slandering and trying to destroy Puff's character.
Now, when it comes to Rihanna, word on the street is she wanted no parts of this. Once Drake told her about Diddy and told her his plans to destroy him, she got the hell out of there and moved on with her life. It turns out this is the real reason why she never dated him. She knew things were going to get messy and she wanted no parts of it. This whole time, people thought she didn't get with Drake because he was a raging womanizer when the real tea was. Sis was trying to stay alive and not get dragged into the beef of two grown men. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, like 50 Cent said, Diddy be knowing who he can slap and who he can't. In other words, ain't no way in hell Diddy would run up on somebody like 50 and slap them in the face because he knows they would his damn ass. Another person said clearly Drake had a problem with how Puff treated Cassie, and that was the cause of that fight. So Drake, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Eminem are good guys in the rapper world. Jay-Z sounds like he needs serious investigation, and Beyonce and J-Lo sound suspect by being so close to Puff Daddy over the years and never speaking up. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Drake ganging up with J. Prince to take Diddy down? And do y'all think that Drake's beef with Diddy is why Rihanna ran from him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.